what role? My fault. What role did William Blackstone and other jurists have on the founders?
So William Blackstone organized common law for British government and into volumes of books from different judges and their decisions throughout their history.
And that influenced the founders because it made them want a written constitution, because they saw that when that's all written down, it's much easier to follow, and it's harder for judges to digress from those decisions.
Other jurists had an impact on the founders by writing works such as the Petition of Right. Even though it was technically Parliament, there were people in there that were jurists, and those have multiple rights that are repeated in our Declaration of Independence and Constitution.
Why did the founders believe religion and education were important for Republican self-government?
So in small Greek homogeneous units, religion and education were used to promote common good because they were homogeneous, so the religion was all the same, and education was provided where manners were learned so that they would all work together, which is a Republican form.
Off of what Delaney said about Greek government and their emphasis on education, the way that the judiciary worked in Athenian law was that juries of 500 met and would discuss the implications of laws and whether or not one law should be, well, they would review laws, and because of the jury size, which could have been larger than 500, but the minimum was 501, I believe, it required a certain level of education to be knowledgeable about their own law.
And the founders believed religion and education would give people morals that would allow them to be good citizens, and being an educated citizen is an essential part of Republican self-government.
How do rights of institutions and classes of individuals, such as doctors or disabled, differ from the rights possessed by individuals under the U.S. Constitution? Under what circumstances, if any, should such rights be given preference over individuals?
Disabled individuals do have different rights, but their rights still need to be protected. Their rights are roughly the same, but because of their disadvantages, they need to be protected more. In the PGA Tour versus Martin, Martin was found in favor under the Disability Act.
Well, doctors in some cases, to do their job, they might have to take actions that would be considered infringing on other people's rights at times, but they're allowed to do so because they are promoting the rights of others, their right to life and their right to living.
Do rights require government to act or refrain from acting?
Depends on what rights you're talking about. If you're talking about positive rights, then it is outlining a way that the government should act, like providing public education or health care. But negative rights require them to refrain from acting.
For example, the Declaration of Independence speaks about certain inalienable rights which the founding fathers believed needed to be protected at all costs. And one of the reasons for the Declaration of Independence was because they felt that certain rights were being violated by British government. in the way that they acted towards the colonies.
Government can infringe upon rights, but it is the duty of government to protect its people and the rights of them.
What is the difference between common law and constitutional law?
So common law is a collection of decisions and legislation over a long period of time that all contribute towards a fundamental rule of law through a government, while constitutional law is not necessarily a collection, but one document or one way of writing a set of laws which aren't constantly added onto.
So in common law, judges use past decisions to influence their future decisions. So it's open to a lot of interpretation, whereas constitutional law, it's all set in stone and codified so that it's outlining ways in which judges must act. So it's almost limiting them, whereas common law, they have the freedom to interpret what past cases mean.
Good. We will stop at that point.